HR Director Andrew Patton, who authorized the report and conducted the investigation, sanctioned the 8 officers with various penalties for sexual activity while on duty, sexual harassment, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and lying during the course of an investigation. Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to the Hard Light Network. Today we're talking about the Laverne City Police Department allegations. A Tennessee police department has been rocked with some pretty insane allegations, guys. 7 officers have been accused of some pretty wild stuff. This story is going to blow your mind. You probably have already seen the memes floating around on places like Twitter and the like. This story has gotten widespread coverage through the memes, but I don't think most people know the full extent of what actually went on here. Without further ado, we're going to get right into this story, guys, and trust me, there's a lot. A small Tennessee police station has been rocked by wild accusations of sexual misconduct after a married female officer allegedly had steamy romps with 6 male officers, including illicit on-duty liaisons, according to reports. Officer Megan Hall and her fellow officers allegedly engaged in wild sexcapades that included sending dirty pictures, taking her top off at a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party, and even having oral sex with 2 officers at the Laverne, Tennessee Police Department. The steamy shenanigans in which Hall allegedly bragged about the size of one partner's genitals and claimed to be in an open marriage not only led Hall to be canned, but led to the firings of Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields, according to a December internal investigation. 2 other officers who allegedly had romps with Hall, Patrick Magliocco and Larry Holliday, kept their jobs but wound up suspended, according to the reports. The extracurricular trysts took place at a hotel and parties at others officers' houses and on a boat, while Hall was accused of performing oral sex on Powell and Shields while on duty at the police station and police gym, according to the December 28th internal report. Officials began to look at the swinging personal lives of the amorous officers when Laverne Mayor Jason Cole received a tip that Hall was sleeping with several fellow cops and had a threesome with Magliocco and his wife, among other claims. When asked about the tip, Magliocco admitted to having sex with Hall on numerous occasions, the report said. He told investigators that Hall had told him about Powell's big black and claimed that she had performed a sex act on him while the pair were on the clock, the report said. Magliocco said that he had seen Hall and Holliday kiss while watching football at a party, and said Hall had kissed his own wife, Amy, after learning they had an open marriage, according to the document. The officer said Hall's husband saw the kiss and told officials the cuckold really wasn't on board with his wife having a threesome with the Maglioccos, but she continued having a relationship with him, investigators said. When questioned, Powell later denied that he had a sexual encounter with Hall, but said everybody knows that she has multiple partners, as he named Holliday and McGowan to investigators. After being caught lying about being at the gym with Hall, Powell admitted to the tryst during a follow-up interview, according to the report. Powell was then involved in a domestic disturbance with his wife, who he told investigators beat the out of me, adding that he would most likely lose his children after the spurned woman learned of the affair. Holliday admitted under questioning to having sex with Hall multiple times, and McGowan revealed that he once went to Hall's house with another female and exposed his genitals, according to the graphic report. After initially denying having the sexual relationships with Powell and Magliocco, Hall later copped to the affairs and also admitted having sex with Lugo at a motel after they met at the go-kart center, a charge that Lugo initially denied before caving under a second interrogation. Under questioning, Shields says, "I have never had sex with Megan Hall," until admitting she had performed oral sex on him while on duty when pressed, the inquest found. Magliocco also noted that he had become concerned about Hall's mental health and heavy drinking and driving. The officer said that Hall once pulled the trigger on an empty gun at her temple so she could hear what it sounded like, and said she was suffering from mental illness. An oft-mentioned event in the report was a Memorial Day party in a boathouse owned by another member of the department, to which several officers had brought their children. At one point during the party, an intoxicated Hall was reportedly being force-fed vodka by Magliocco in the hot tub, at which time her top came off, and the other cops stopped the former officer from drinking and helped her cover up to protect her, according to Durham's account. Lugo, Powell, and Shields were also dismissed for violating police procedure and lying during the investigation, along with McGowan, who had been witnessed choking an HR employee. Holliday, Magliocco, and patrol officer Gavin Schober were suspended in connection with the probe, officials said. HR Director Andrew Patton, who authorized the report and conducted the investigation, sanctioned the 8 officers with various penalties for sexual activity while on duty, sexual harassment, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and lying during the course of an investigation. It was further revealed that Hall and many of the male officers had shared lewd text messages and pornographic images of themselves. Pornography and offensive pictures in the workplace are forms of sexual harassment. These items are offensive, inappropriate, and can lead to a hostile work environment for other employees, the report said. What an insane story, guys. So multiple police officers, all found guilty of having an unbelievably ridiculous level of sex with each other. In the boat, in the car, on the roof, in the basement, in the pool, at the hot tub, at parties, baseball games, at soccer games. This was happening all over the place. This is actually crazy, guys. And who would have thought? I mean, they must be really bored up there in Laverne, Tennessee, if this is what the police officers are getting up to. The job must not be that exciting if they have to augment their situation like this. Moving on, there's actually some further developments that came out a few days later. The husband of this officer actually responded. And guys, this is just going to break your heart. I mean, this man has been through so much. And then to have it come out as a matter of public record. I mean, this is the worst thing about this being an investigation and going to court and having these charges. All of this is a matter of public record. And this poor man is being victimized again. So we'll get into it and then wrap this video up, guys. The husband of the Tennessee police officer fired for having sex with 6 of her coworkers is standing by his wife, the Daily Mail reported Friday. I don't know how he's doing it. He's more of a man than I am, but he's trying to salvage his marriage, Jedediah Hall's boss, Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton told the outlet. Jedediah's wife, Officer Megan Hall, of the Laverne, Tennessee Police Department, was fired after allegations emerged she engaged in sex with coworkers, sent them nude pictures, took off her top at a Girls Gone Wild themed hot tub party, and performed oral sex on 2 fellow officers while on duty. The hanky-panky also led to the firings of Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shield, according to the internal investigation last month. Officers Patrick Magliocco and Larry Holliday, who allegedly also had romps with Megan Hall, stayed on the force but were suspended. Megan Hall had told her coworkers that she was in an open marriage. Investigators said one of her coworkers, however, said that Jedediah, who the Daily Mail reported is the son of a pastor, was not on board. Parton said the former park ranger had been training for a job in the Tennessee Highway Patrol but pulled out after the allegations against his wife became public. He's since become a deputy in Coffee County. I have offered and extended to him any resources that he needs, and all he says is, "Sheriff, I just want to work for the citizens of Coffee County, and I love what I am doing," Parton said. I don't condone what went on at the Laverne Police Department, but he sure hasn't broken any laws. He's the victim here. There's not a blemish on his record. He is doing a phenomenal job, Parton added. According to an internal police report by the Laverne Police Department, Magliocco said Jedediah Hall had become upset at a party when Megan had begun kissing his wife. Jedediah really wasn't on board with his wife having a threesome, Magliocco said. Magliocco also expressed concern for Megan Hall's mental health, claiming she had been prone to heavy drinking. He said that she had once pointed an empty gun at her head and pulled the trigger so she could hear what it sounded like. So there you have it, guys. That is the entire story so far from the Laverne City, Tennessee Police Department. That is where the memes are coming from, guys. It's from this situation. Unfortunately, it would seem that the label of cuckold is actually accurate. What do you guys think about this crazy situation on all sides? I've never heard of anything like this before, and I was kind of I kind of didn't believe that it was true, to be quite honest with you. When I first started seeing the memes, I didn't know what to make of them, but now I know, and maybe, hopefully, you guys know too. So let me know what you know in the comments. If you like this video, leave a like. That's going to do it for today, guys. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Safe travels.